I never thought my life would start over at 56, but I realized my life wasn't starting over. It was actually just starting. Starting over was not a neat or a hopeful part of my life. It was messy, it was sad, it was full of heartbreak, it was full of pain, it was full of confusion. I was trying to figure out who I was again. You cry with all these lonely thoughts. You have this fear of failure, and then now here it is staring you right in the face. But it's really not failure, it's more of a freedom. You have to relearn self. You don't know who you are anymore. That's not a good feeling. It's almost like you're just watching yourself pass away and you can't do anything about it. When you figure out what the cause of it is, and that's when you decide that I'm going to do something about this. I'm going to save myself. You throw yourself a lifeline and you make some changes, and you just have to. Not worried about what somebody else thinks. That was a big deal for me, worrying about what people thought about about my life. Thinking, oh, she couldn't keep her husband, she couldn't keep her life together. Or thinking, what did he do to her? He must have been hitting her. He must have been beating her, or whatever. Uh, People are really nosy, and they're going to get to looking into what happened. And you don't want people doing that. When they find out that you're separated or that you're not together anymore, they're going to start snooping around and trying to figure out what happened. You don't want people putting you under that microscope. So you stay, and you stay to avoid all of that. But at the same time, you're still losing yourself. You're not taking care of yourself. What you're taking care of is other people's feelings. And to be honest, those other people's feelings, they're fleeting. They don't sit there and think about you all day. They might think about you, for a few minutes, few nosy minutes, and then, but it doesn't weigh as much as you think it does. So you're sitting in this misery on the daily, minute by minute. You're living in this misery because of what you think other people's thoughts are going to be about you. Piece by piece, I'm building a new life for myself, one where I'm seen, but not seen by other people, seen by myself. The love story, or the greatest love story, is not the one that passed, or not something in the future. It's a love story that I'm writing every day right now for myself, and that's the greatest love story of all. Realize that a divorce is not just the end of a story. It's actually the start of a story, because your life is about to change. You're going to be a whole new person, and you get to write that story yourself without anybody's input. It's all you. So you get to choose exactly what you want. It's kind of like buying yourself a gift. Whenever you go shopping and you see something and you like it, you're gonna like that gift. So this is a new life, and it's a gift that you're just about to give to yourself. Um, it's like you have to realize you can't change the past. You can only change what's coming. You can change moving forward. So start planning on a good future for yourself. For me, that included health. Now, my health was in pretty bad shape, and I was paying no attention to it at all. I was going to the doctor on the regular and getting the reports, and they weren't the best reports, but I felt like it was normal because I was getting older, um, and I was my health was supposed to start failing. So I was supposed to have high blood pressure and whatever comes with that. I was pre-diabetic, and just really sliding downhill. And a lot of it had to do with the fact that I wasn't paying a lot of attention to myself in any respect, either physically or emotionally. So you have to come to a point where you realize For me, I realized nobody was coming to save me. I had to save myself. I had to fight for the life that I wanted, not fight over the other little silly things that I was spending all my day fighting over. Um, I really had to start fighting for what was important. And for me, that's living a long and healthy life where my children don't have to take care of me because I'm sick. Um, that's very important to me. There are things out there in life to enjoy. There's music, there's art, there's trips, there's travel, there's food, and you're not enjoying that if you're if you're in a miserable situation and you're not having your basic needs met. Now, I'm not advocating ending marriages or divorce if that's not, that's not for everybody. That's not your way out. You can stay married and still find your way back to yourself. You can take care of yourself. You can take care of your hair, take care of your nails, take care of your skin, take care of your diet. You can do all of that and stay married. This message is really not about divorcing. That's what I had to do. But for you, it just may be about just finding yourself again, taking care of yourself. In my marriage, my emotional eating was off the charts. I mean, it was, if something happened that I didn't like, I didn't want to fight about it. I didn't want to argue about it anymore. So I would go inside myself with that. I would go to ice cream, candy, cookies, wine, any of my comfort foods I ran to. And those things were slowly taking me out. They were just not good for my health, not good for my body. And figuring that out and just looking towards health is not so much so as looking to have a slim body or, getting that shape back or whatever. It's more so about just being healthy. And one of the side effects of being healthy is your body starts to look better. You start to look better in your clothes and you feel better when you're eating the stuff that you're supposed to be eating. But I had to do that in small steps. Starting, it's all about balance. So you have to figure out what's going to work for you. Everybody's not the same. When I ended my marriage, I was hurt, I was angry, and I was trying to figure out how am I going to move forward. But then I had this habit of making sure everybody else thought everything was okay. So when it was time to get emotional about things, I had to hide that. That was my way of dealing with it. I had to keep it cute. Well, couldn't be slinging snot in front of everybody. That was for privacy. You had to do that at home by yourself. So that's how I dealt with it. But that's not healthy. You really have to find a way to get it out. And that's not to say telling everybody your business, but there should be somebody you can talk to, whether it be a one or two good friends, therapist, somebody that's just going to listen and not judge. These things are very important when it comes to healing after a relationship ends. But then you realize as you start taking care of your body, taking care of your skin, eating the right foods, moving on the regular with intention. I have, my watch counts my steps, so I have a way of seeing how many steps I got, and I intended on getting 8,000 steps a day. I know all the literature and stuff out there says 10,000, but I did a little research, and really 8,000 is good. Of course, the 10,000 is okay, but if you get 8,000 steps a day, you're on a road to improvement. So that was my intention. And once I realized that I could accomplish that every day, my confidence came back. My joy came back. I felt so much better. My body felt stronger and my heart felt stronger. And I'm not talking about the beating heart. I'm talking about the heart of me, the spirit of who I am. It was coming back because I realized that somebody who was important to me loved me. And that was God, and that was myself. So when you get to that point, you just keep going. And there's always going to be room for improvement. I don't think you're ever just going to reach it and say, okay, I did it, I made it. I'm healed. It's never going to be that perfect, but you have to start, and you have to. The time when you're ending a relationship is when you have all this quiet time to yourself, where you can understand who God loves. You can understand what God loves about you, and then you want to take care of that person. That's one of the hardest places to get to. But when you get there, just give yourself a month to pick up a new habit, maybe one or two new habits. For me, my first two habits was movement. I wanted to get those 8,000 steps a day. Sometimes I got 5, but I know I gave it what I could for that day, because at first it was really hard. I was heavy. I was heavy with. I was heavy. I was heavy, but I was heavy with pain. I was heavy with emotion. I was heavy with that feeling of failure. So I had to do what I could. That was number one. Then the second thing I added was making sure I drank a certain amount of water every day. So at first, when I started, it was like maybe 3 of those water bottles a day. I just made sure I drank all 3 of those in a day. Now I'm at in a day, and I use this water bottle here that has the times on the side. So I know, when it reaches a certain time of day, I should have drunk at least here. Sometimes I'm behind. Sometimes I get ahead. But those are the 2 things I started with, just to get myself on track. And it took up a lot of my thought too, where I wasn't always thinking about my relationship. I wasn't always thinking about the end of that relationship. What's about? So now you get to focus on just you. You have that quiet time. You have the time. You look at, and one day you're going to look in the mirror, and you're going to see something you never saw before. You're just going to look in the mirror. It's going to be that same face, the same gray hair, you're still going to be there, but you're going to love it. It's going to be something that's important to you. You might, sometimes I look in the mirror and I just tell myself, hey girl, good morning, and give myself that respect. So I want to ask you all to not define yourself anymore by somebody else's choices, what people think you should do or have or look like or be, and define yourself by what you always wanted to be. That little girl that was down inside of you, find that person and start working on being that person. It's never too late. It's not too late. It's never too late. Get started. Pick 2 healthy habits. Anything you want. Walking, counting your steps, making sure you have so many steps in a day, getting enough water. Just pick 2 things and give yourself 30 days. Because I was bad at starting things. I would start something and say, this ain't working. After maybe a week, if I made the whole week, and then I would stop and start something else. So I was a chronic starter. But stick with something for 30 days. Get a calendar. I have a calendar in my room on the wall, and I just check off when I've accomplished something. So if I got my 8,000 steps a day, I check that off. And then my goal, for me, I'm a visual type person. My goal was to see the whole calendar checked off. I made a whole month of doing this thing. And then I could say if it worked or not. Now, I have done things for 30 days that didn't work out. And I'm like, okay, so, that didn't work. Or I ordered some supplement, some vitamin, took it for 30 days. I didn't see any difference, didn't feel any different. So, I stopped, but I did give it 30 days. So make sure if you're going to do a new habit, any skin creams or anything you want to do to take care of yourself, drinking more water, give yourself 30 days and see before you say it doesn't work. Don't just keep starting, because I got pills and supplements and creams and all kind of stuff in the closet in my cabinet that I paid a lot of money for, and I never gave it a chance. So do that, and comment in the comments below what you're going to start doing, and once you reach that 30-day mark, come back and comment again what you noticed. Because moisturizing your skin is not all about creams. You got to moisturize from the inside. So this was important to me because I just didn't want to be, dried up, wrinkly. I have a picture. I'm gonna post it here, where when I was drinking every day, what my face looked like, and when I compare that to how I look and feel now, night and day, night and day. And I did that for myself. So do two things for yourself. Just pick two things and start getting yourself back on track. Whether you lost a loved one, a relationship, or just lost yourself. Whether you're still married, still in your relationship, and you lost yourself, find yourself again, get back to you, and comment below. I'll be interested in seeing what you're doing. So take care of yourselves, ladies, and I hope you have a great day.